still in the playoff hunt with the wild card expanding to 3 teams this year. But tomorrow they could be farther back. Their game's at 3:40 p.m. Eastern in Pittsburgh. Max, do you think the Ravens are going to even reach the playoffs?
Yeah, I think they will. If you look at their record, the only game where you go, they're going to lose that game is the Steelers. They have a pretty soft schedule, not record, schedule. They have a pretty soft schedule coming up. And I look at them and I think they have a good chance to win 10 games. Like, let's not forget, this same Ravens team, assuming they recover from COVID and everything, because that could have lasting effects. I just mentioned Cam Newton. Took him several games to get back, right? Like he had brain fog or whatever it was. Assuming that they get back to what they were. Guys, think of what they did to the Browns first game of the season. Like, they can play on both sides of the ball, and even if if the league has somewhat figured them out on offense, or their offense has taken a step back, they can still play defense. I expect the Ravens to win at least 9 games, maybe 10, and I think 10 gets them to the playoffs.
I think they'll lose. I think they'll win 9 games. I don't think it'll be enough to get them to the postseason. I don't like the way that they've looked. And by the way, are we just going to summarily dismiss the Cleveland Browns? Stefanski's doing a damn good job. They're 8-3 on the year. Baker Mayfield's not really turning the ball over. Their defense is playing well, and they've got one of, if not the best running game in football. They're not Derrick Henry, but Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are absolutely positively no joke. And dare we say, Jarvis Landry looked good. At least this last Sunday, he looked pretty damn good without Odell Beckham Jr. on the other side of the field. So I'm just looking at it from the standpoint that we can't summarily dismiss Cleveland. Pittsburgh obviously is there. The Dallas Cowboys, as horrific as they've been defensively, let's keep in mind they're really porous against the pass. What is the Baltimore Ravens' #1 problem? Throwing the damn football. That's not what Lamar Jackson and them have done best. They've got the 31st ranked passing attack in the NFL. It is entirely plausible that they'll win 9 games. But with Indy, with Cleveland, with Miami, it's also plausible that it ain't going to be enough. And that's what I foresee happening.
I think the Ravens end up making it.
Right.
I think, listen, this team, I think, finds a way. I don't think they're going to beat the Steelers, but I think after that, I side with Max. I think they have a pretty soft schedule. They can take advantage of. I think they beat the Browns. I think they have they got the heads up against the Colts, right? So they're going to be in a chase with that of trying to just match wins with that. But this is a good football team. Don't forget Williams and Calais Campbell, who have both been out. Brandon Williams and Calais Campbell, who have both been out for that Ravens defense the last few weeks. Those guys coming back, and again, I don't know with the COVID if they play this week. I don't even know who's in, who's out at this point. But as they come back to the fold, this will be a much better defense that will continue to push and press teams that I think has been lacking the last couple of weeks. Again, offensively, they got to figure it out. I think Harbaugh does a good job of getting this team rallied towards the end of the season. I think ultimately they make that push and get in.
Stephen A., you brought up something that I've been wanting to mention about Baker and the Browns. Baker has limited upside. We can see that. But you're right. He plays better without Odell. And Odell is a baller. Odell is a great player in his prime. This is what I was saying when I originally said the Browns should trade Odell. It's Baker and Odell don't mix. You got to separate those two so they can both have success. But you're right. The Browns on offense look better without Odell, which is insane. They need to separate Baker and Odell.
Let me say this. You know why the Browns look better? Because Chubb got healthy. That's why their offense looks better. Hey, but you don't even have to have the conversation about Mayfield at this point. When Nick Chubb came back in that offense and Callahan with that run game, that's a totally different football team. OBJ, Landry, whoever you want to talk about, the bottom line is they can run that rock, and that makes everybody susceptible on the back end. So why are Landry's numbers coming up? Why does Mayfield look better? Because Chubb's back in the action. Make no mistake about how that offense runs. One guy, Nick Chubb. Don't miss the name because that dude's what's driving that Cleveland Brown train.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.